And we're back talking about inflation. We're going to say what it is, talk about different types of inflation, and then see that inflation in fact leads to a redistribution of wealth, which I'm sure you did not know before today. So, what is inflation? Inflation is an average change in the price of a basket of goods and services that people buy. In other words, it's a rise in the general price level. But I have a video that explains this quite nicely, so let's watch that.
Inflation is the increase in prices of goods or services over time. Dan just got paid and needs to buy groceries. Dan heads to the grocery store and loads up his cart with the items that he needs. These items cost Dan a total of $100. A year later, Dan returns to the grocery store with $100 to purchase the same items. However, now the same items cost $105 and Dan is forced to remove an item from his cart. Dan has experienced the effects of a 5% inflation rate. Dan must pay $5 extra to purchase the same items that cost $100 only a year ago. Inflation leads to higher prices and lower purchasing power. It's usually a monetary phenomenon caused by a country printing more money than is justified by the country's wealth. When more dollars are issued for a limited amount of assets, the value of each dollar is decreased. Many countries' central banks set an inflation rate target of 2 to 3% per year.
Cool, awesome video. Poor Dan, he can no longer afford to buy any cheese. So, inflation. That video spoke more about inflation than what we're going to speak about right now, because they also spoke about in that video the role of the central bank in controlling inflation. And if you remember, we said that one of the functions of the central bank was to manage money supply in the banking system and inflation, right? So we will later on in the course describe how it is that the central bank does control inflation, does control inflation, but for now we're just going to define what inflation is. And the inflation rate is change in the CPI, a percentage change in the CPI. So what is the CPI? CPI is the cost of a basket of goods at current prices divided by the cost of a basket of goods at the base year prices. What does that mean? Well, let's go take a look once again at that inflation data that we looked at previously, but let's do it in another video.